Hello everyone, and welcome to my Catherine Princess Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. An hour away is a possible solution to the difficult question of where Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson should reside, as they struggle with King Charles to save their cherished Windsor Lodge. Fergie has a £4 million property in a highly sought-after location in London, but it appears to have been unoccupied for some time, leaving many to wonder why it couldn't be their new place. The two-bedroom Georgian house has all the luxurious furniture one would expect from a royal property, and is located in a posh cobblestone mews in Belgravia. Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, the previous couple's two daughters, live a short distance away from the royal houses. It would seem like a sensible decision for them to move given the difficulties they are facing at their current house, which is in desperate need of repairs and renovations, as well as Charles's attempts to evict them. Furthermore, Mail Online can today disclose that since it was bought 2 years ago, the house appears to have been abandoned for an extended length of time. Since assuming ownership of the townhouse, the Duchess of York has hardly been seen by the neighbors, and it appears the couple has no desire to reside there. Rather, the £4.25 million property, which their daughters had referred to as a long-term investment when they bought it in June 2022, has been mainly abandoned. It's been empty for quite some time, but we have seen Fergie on the odd occasion, but I'm not sure how long she actually stayed there, a longtime resident told Mail Online. She is the owner, as everyone here knows, but not much comes and goes. I've never seen anyone walk in and out of there or seen the lights on at night, stated another homeowner. However, that's not out of the ordinary for this area, as many of the houses are vacant most of the time. This is not an uncommon occurrence in the quiet mews where the townhouse is located. A large number of the nearby homes are owned by wealthy people who have other properties and do not reside there much. An American businessman renting in the area stated, "It's hard to find a more exclusive location, but it comes with a hefty price. Nobody would disturb Fergie even if she spent most of her time at home. This is a highly private place for people." Sebastian MacDonald Hall, the party-loving DJ son of property tycoon Casper MacDonald Hall, whose family's wealth is reported to be more than £950 million, had previously owned the house. Residents who had previously complained about his late-night jamborees had anticipated a little more peace and quiet when he moved out. But after the cash purchase, things have become even silent than anticipated, with Sarah appearing only briefly. Given that the Duchess of York had previously portrayed herself as being continually on the verge of bankruptcy, and that Beatrice and Eugenie had purchased the townhouse for their mother's use, the property's price had surprised many. She lives in Royal Lodge with Andrew, although at the time of the acquisition, rumors circulated that she intended to rent it out and had no intention of moving. Since then it has come up for sale. According to the website of a prominent estate agency in London, the £16,500 per month house is presently for offer. Considered a nest egg for their daughters, the opulent apartment's listing for rent may not come as a shock. According to official land registry paperwork, Sarah cannot sell the house without her daughter's written approval. One source speculated that this could be because the girls provided the funds for the sale. Since then, there have been hints that Sarah and Andrew might both benefit from it by moving in together, but this might need consent from their daughters. The house is unusually close to Kensington Palace and St. James's Place, where their two daughters are rumored to live. Along with her stepson Christopher Wolfe, daughter Sienna, and husband Edoardo Mapelli Mazzi, a property entrepreneur, Beatrice shares an apartment at St. James's Place. When not at the family's sprawling £3.5 million Cotswolds mansion, they reside in the flat near Buckingham Palace. It is reported that Eugenie, who resides in Portugal with her husband Jack Brooksbank, a marketing executive, and their two children, August and Ernest, owns a house at Kensington Palace. This implies that both girls live close to the Belgravia townhouse, about a 10-minute drive away, making them convenient for short trips to meet family and friends. While Sarah is a familiar figure among London's elite, Andrew is not thought to have much of a social presence in the city anymore. Instead, he is frequently spotted riding his horses around the estate at Windsor. The Duchess of York has been spotted less frequently after her shocking double cancer diagnosis in 2023, but she has been known to frequent 6 separate private members' clubs in the neighboring Mayfair neighborhood. Given the rumors that Charles fired Andrew's security team and threatened to eject the two from Royal Lodge in Windsor, one could easily assume that a relocation to downtown London is imminent. Shameful following the revelation of his connections to American financier and pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, Andrew's public image has drastically declined in recent years. Andrew was dismissed as a working royal after losing his royal patronage and military posts, and his older brother Charles rejected his attempts to rejoin the family. The prince has made a substantial financial contribution to his brother's maintenance, providing him with an annual allowance of £249,000 and covering his security costs at his Windsor residence. However, it hasn't been sufficient to cover the expenses of living at Royal Lodge, and Andrew has found it difficult to pay the £400,000 annual maintenance for the 30-room home, which he has a 75-year lease on. Though Andrew is said to have already spent £7 million on it, the property is in desperate need of renovations, as evidenced by the scaffolding surrounding the outside of the structure and the paint falling off the walls. In an attempt to compel Andrew and Sarah to leave the house, Charles reportedly sacked his younger brother's 10-man security team this month. There have been rumors that he intends to rent the property out for up to £1 million annually. One royal specialist thinks the couple is not going anywhere, despite everything that has happened and Charles's strong attempts to get them out of Royal Lodge. Despite their ties to the city, royal biographer and historian Andrew Loney asserts that Andrew and Sarah would never consider relocating to London and buying the house. Essentially, it serves as a nest egg for their two girls. He said that they might still be at odds with Charles over Royal Lodge. "I think it's purely an investment," he remarked. "I don't think they will move, and I don't think there are any grounds to get them out," stated Mr. Loney. "The two girls who grew up there are Andrew's grandchildren. It is, in my opinion, a total red herring. Even though Andrew isn't a working royal anymore, he and Sarah still have enough money to pay for the private protection that keeps them secure in Windsor," Mr. Loney remarked. "They're using their royal positions. She hasn't stopped working, writing books, and leveraging her brand. Although he is no longer a special representative, he still has all of the connections he has accumulated over the years. They have the means to remain in Royal Lodge." Even though Andrew has allegedly turned his nose up at several of the royal residences, there are others that the couple might relocate into if they are forced to leave. Andrew apparently felt that this was a demotion too far after reading in the Mail last year that the king had extended an offer to his younger brother, Andrew, for Frogmore Cottage, a more humble residence than Royal Lodge. Andrew would save a lot of money if he moved down to Frogmore Cottage. According to allies of the king, he would still have to pay for mobile security but wouldn't have to cover static security for the structure. The former home of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Frogmore Cottage, is in good shape because of the work done there by Harry and Meghan prior to their move to the US. Since then it has remained vacant. Other contenders are Garden House and Wood Farm, both located on Norfolk's Sandringham estate. After leaving public life, Prince Philip, Andrew's late father, lived in the former, and the Queen's head gardener at Sandringham once resided in the latter. Exclusive. Prince Andrew will be able to stay at the house because he chose to use a less expensive mobile security option there, which reduced annual security costs by about £2 million. The Duke of York's private security force is scheduled to vacate Royal Lodge in October, but King Charles has made sure that no government dollars have been utilized to pay for the Duke's security expenses up to that point. The Duke of York, 64, has been able to maintain the life he was formerly accustomed to thanks to private funding from a variety of sources, including £3 million annually from the king himself, even though public money has not been involved since Andrew's taxpayer-funded protection was terminated in 2022. But because of growing expenses, the king recently decided not to extend the 10-man security detail stationed at Prince Andrew's home, sparking new rumors that Andrew could soon have to leave the property. Expressed at UK can now confirm that Prince Andrew will be able to stay at the home since his choice to utilize a less expensive mobile security option there has reduced annual security costs by around £2 million. The source claimed that using a mobile security service can save considerable costs. It may come across as penny pinching, but at the end of the day it makes sense. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.